Hi, hello, happy Tuesday. It's the kind of day that cannot make its mind up, whether it wants to be sunny or it wants to rain. I do have to go out. I've got to go to the post office. I sold 2 things. Well, although we won't go into what Etsy charged me for commission because it was absolutely, yes, it was that bad. I don't know how people can use Etsy, I really don't know. But I need to sell my things, so it's a lesser of 2 evils, so I suppose it's money, even though it's peanuts money, but it's money. Anyway, I'm on to the last, I've got these 2 boxes to show you today. I've got 2 more boxes, a box and a bag, and then I've got what's in the shed. So if you're bored, I'm very, very sorry, but everybody always wants to know what I'm wearing. It's about 20 years old. The pattern is about 20 years old. So, no, there is no link to it. I know it was Lister's caftan. Lister's has been out of business for about the last, at least 15 years. So no, unless you can find something very similar on Etsy, because people do sell photocopies on Etsy of anything known to man, so you might just see something that looks similar, but it's no good me telling you what number it is, what it is, because it's long gone. Anyway, and so is the wool. But it just shows you, if you make your own things and you take care of them, how long they will last you. Sadly, I think this has been through the dryer, so the sleeves are a bit short, but wearable it is, yeah. Right, this is a cardigan that is crochet in an Aran thickness, this one. It's got pockets, and like I put a trim on it of like a mink shade. It's actually a creamy colour with like bits of brown flecks in it. This colour used to be a personal favourite of Kelly's. She used to love anything like that. This is hooked up on the coat hanger. This is another of the jackets that I made from, that's my washer telling me it's finished. Made from the big square that you sew up into a shrug. Yeah. This one is in a cotton mix, I think. Is it cotton mix? Yeah, cotton mix. It's a 40-inch bust. And it was ice yarn, I believe. It's just an overpop. It'd be great on the beach, this. You know, to pop over your bikini if you are lucky enough to have a figure that will support a bikini. Yeah. Or you could wear it over a vest top and wear it whenever. This one is a sweater with, got the bell sleeves on it. This one's again a 40-inch bust. It's machine washable acrylic. Woo. This one is a pattern on Etsy if you look for it. I don't know what number it is, but it is on Etsy. It's a paid for pattern, obviously, and it has the unusual flared sleeves, which I believe like flared trousers seem to be all the rage if I look at all these sweet young things that are now around and about on YouTube. You know, obviously, you know, I'm in the wrong age group and I'm not slim and I can't wear a bikini and I can't flounce about. So that's probably why they have a majority more sales than I do, yeah. This one's a 42-inch bust. It's machine washable acrylic once more. It's done side to side. It's got the sleeves. Again, I think I paid for this pattern. But, you know, ask me another one, do. Everybody wants to know, what pattern did you use? What pattern? I'm not very organised. I don't remember which pattern I used. I look them up. I like them. I usually don't do them to the pattern. I usually do my own thing. So therefore, if people do actually buy the pattern, they are disappointed because it doesn't look like mine. Because I thought to myself, no, I don't like the way that's done. I'll do it my way. So even if I have used a pattern, odds on is I didn't do it the way it was meant to be. Yeah. This one is a Janet one. It's made by me. It's done in 100% cotton. It's quite heavy. It was beautiful cotton. It was Peyton's, if I believe. And it has, you know, the cream sleeves with the pattern at the bottom, and it's got the pattern all over it. You know, this is a gorgeous, heavy, lovely cardigan. I can't keep it because it won't, well, it will fit me, but I've got enough. This one is a very fluffy sized one. It's very pretty, but it's very fluffy. It's a big one. It's one of the ones I do, you know, with all the different coloured yarns and everything like that. I think the pattern was, oh, what was she called? She's Australian. She didn't sell a pattern, she sold a whole series of patterns. And I think they cost me about 30 something pounds at the time to buy the series of patterns. And then I lost the link to them. I wrote and told her I'd paid for them. I even had my invoice number, and I told her I'd lost them. And she didn't send me another copy. You know, probably wanted me to spend another £30, which I didn't do. Yeah, anyway, that's what it is. But there are millions of top-down patterns on Ravelry that you don't have to pay £30 to get them. Yeah, so I'm into the second box now. This one is a drops pattern, which I would not recommend, because drops, you have to have a degree in crochet before you do any drops patterns. If you've ever done one, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's got a circular back, and it's got a shawl collar. And this again I think would fit me if it doesn't get sold. It's a long jacket with long sleeves. It's done in shades of browns, blacks. I think this again was an ice yarn, but I can't remember. This one is a vest or a waistcoat or a short-sleeved whatever. It's quite a heavy one. It's a lovely warm one. But it is mohair, or it's got mohair in it if you're a little bit on the itchy side. And it's got a fold back collar on it. But the yarn is a beautiful colour, if you can see it with the sun. It's got shades of purples in it and greens and all kinds of colours. Really purple heathery kind of colour, yeah. It's another heavy one actually, that one. This one is, if you remember back to my shawl video, this is one made with the ice yarn that's got the dingle dangles on it, yeah? Very unusual if you like something unusual like me. Once again, it would make a fantastic beach cover-upper. Or, you know, you could wear it over a vest top. It was ice yarn, and it's quite a fluffy sized one. And once again, it was a little bead crochet. This one is a cardigan. It's one of my own designs. Again, I just do, to me, when they're basic and they're like basic shapes, I don't need a pattern. This one's done in, I think it's a cotton mixture, this one. But it's very pretty. It's just got a single button at the top that fastens it. Once again, these will all be on in my Etsy shop when I get around to putting them on. And they will be really lower prices. Sadly, if you are in the US, you will have to ask me for postage costs, because I have no idea. When I tried to put a postage cost in for the US, Etsy kindly told me I was asking too much money for postage, and that anything over $35, people in America wanted it post-free. And I'm like, no. For $35 and the commission that Etsy would take off me, plus the postage, I would be giving it to you. I wouldn't even be making a penny. So, no, not going there. So if you are interested, don't be put off, but just privately message me and ask me how much it would be for postage. This one, again, it is a pattern on Etsy, but I've adapted it, so yeah, once again you'd be disappointed if you bought the pattern, because it wouldn't look like this. This one's got like a peplum at the bottom. It goes, you know, has a bit at the bottom, and it's got a short sleeve. I've got a couple of these myself, but I put a long sleeve on those. This one's in cotton, by the way, or a cotton mix, can't remember. This one again is a cotton mix. Now this one is got a butterfly. It's very plain, but it's got like a butterfly motif at the top. This again is another cotton mix. Yeah. This one again is very, very chunky, very thick and very chunky. I can't remember what the yarn is, but it's that like a terry toweling. I did make it for myself actually, but when I tried it on it was too big, because you know I've lost weight. Bragging again. And it was too big. So it's a short sleeve one. So it has never been worn, it's just been tried on, and I thought, no, too big, you're not going to wear it, Janet. So that one went. This is absolutely gorgeous yarn. It's got sequins. I cannot remember whose yarn it was. Once again, the pattern is in the head, but I don't think you can see it. It's a very sort of lilac colour, but it's got silver sequins on it. I don't know whether they show up, how they glitter. It's beautiful. Once again, it's kind of quite a bigger size, and it's quite stretchy, so it would fit somebody that's a bit on the larger side. Not being rude to anybody who's a bit on the larger side, but this one is a tiny little vest. I did buy the pattern, but I can't tell you who, where, when. It's just got the ribbons on it, and it's got like the peplum edging on it. You know, if you're interested in any of these, hate to keep saying this, but it will be on my Etsy shop, link below. This one feels like cotton, or if it's not cotton, it's a cotton mix. It's just a white bolero that is so useful. In fact, I might actually keep this one myself. They are so useful in the summer, because white goes with all your dresses, doesn't it? If you like me, you wear dresses. I'm one of these people that if I'm wearing something that's fashionable, it's a coincidence, yeah? Because I do my own thing, as you know, and I wear my own stuff, and I wear what I want. And I've reached the age where I don't care what people think now. So I do my own stuff, yeah. This one is another of the... They're so useful, these, you know. If they don't sell, I'm going to blinking keeping these myself. It's got a lovely button on it, if you can see it, a lovely little shiny button. But they are so pretty to wear over a summer dress. Because sadly, living by the sea, it is never that hot. You may have heat waves in other parts of the US, but we certainly don't have them in Fleetwood. The heat wave passed us by last year, and everybody's going, oh gosh, isn't it hot? I'm like, no. This one's it's acrylic, this one. It's just a little top down. But once again, I put my signature flowers on it. It's a petite size, this one. So this one I won't be keeping, because there's no way I'll get into petite. Right, we're on to the last couple. This one was a pattern that I bought, but it was a very vintage pattern, so I can't tell you what it was. And it's a nice stitch. But it's very, very open work. You would have to wear a vest top underneath it unless you were very brave and you don't mind showing your underwear. But it's nice, it's pinks and greens and lemons, beautiful colours of the yarn, yeah. And then we're on the last but not least, which is another fluffy size, which is a short-sleeved pink sweater with short sleeves. I think this is, it may have a little cotton, but it does feel more acrylic actually, this one. So this is another one. Be great in the summer with a pair of shorts, a pair of white trousers, or a skirt if you like me. And you like to wear the gypsy skirts. It'd be lovely with a gypsy skirt, wouldn't it? Well, that's kind of it for these 2 boxes. There will be more. I will be boring you with more, so don't get worried about it. I'm sure you're absolutely fed up with it. To be quite truthful, I'm getting fed up with it as well, and it's me that's made the things. I didn't realise I was so prolific and that I had so much stuff already made up. It's kind of good in one way, in the fact that, fingers crossed, I may sell some of it, but it's kind of soul destroying in the fact that where do I go from here? You know, what do I do in the future? Because obviously my future is not making garments that don't sell. That's obviously not my future, which I had thought that it would be at one stage in my life before I moved here. But now I'm getting older and I don't want to dedicate so much of my life to crocheting, really. Yes, I do. I want to carry on crocheting because I don't know what on earth I would do if I didn't crochet. But it's got to the stage where I'm not, you know, crocheting with the idea of selling them and implementing my pension. That idea sort of went out the window a while ago. But I have to get rid of these things in one way, craft fair or another. I'm not taking any of these large things to the craft fair. I will sort of put them on rails in my shed, and I will advertise that if people live local to me and they want to come and browse through, you know, my rail, I shall bring them in here. I'll get my son to bring the rails in here and invite them for a coffee and a look round, yeah. That's if Rosie doesn't eat them. No, she doesn't. She's a nervous dog and she doesn't like strangers coming in the house, yeah. So she gets a little bit upset with her little self. So, you know, we've been working on it. She's been going to puppy classes. She's passed a lot of her exams or whatever you want to call them, but she's still a very nervous dog, and we don't know why, because she's never been abused. Well, as far as we know, she was 4 months old when we got her. But as far as we know, she's never been abused, and we don't know why she's so nervous of people. But it's just one of the things in life, isn't it? Yes. I had a text from my son. I was asking him how the weather was because, you know, it's been a bit iffy here. And he was right at the Isle of Skye, looking out at stormy waves and high winds. So I just hope his little camper van stood up to the high winds. But he seemed quite happy. He said it was beautiful up there. So, I mean, I do watch. I'm not one for wide open spaces, wind, hills. When I was more mobile, probably I did, because I used to walk a lot in the hills, like around, you know, where I lived when I lived in Oldham, the moors and things like that. I did used to take my little dog, because I had a little poodle back there, and we used to take her up on the moors and let her have a run around. And yeah, but having since I've, you know, unfortunately been confined to my squeak, rattle and roll scooter, walking and going in places like that is out of the question, you know, if it's rough paths and stuff. But I do watch them on the TV, you know. I like to see places, you know. I mean, Whitby is one place that I was always sad I've never been to, but looking at all the lovely pictures that they put on Facebook, and it's like that, like that, like that, it's all cobbled, you know. I don't think my little fold-up scooter would, you know, do very well in Whitby, let's just say. And it's the same with St Ives. I would love to go back to St Ives, but if I remember rightly, everything's on a slant and a slope, and, you know, not kind of disabled friendly if you're in a scooter that jolts you about. Mind you, having said that, this scooter I'm not. The jury's out as to whether I will actually keep it. I have seen other covered scooters that aren't as huge as this thing is, and it does make an awful lot of noise when you're going along. You know, it gives you a headache, it really does. I'm talking about headaches, I've still got that one. I still cannot find a chiropractor, an osteopath or anything. I'm going to have to bite the bullet and find one in like Blackpool, bleh, and get a taxi there and back, which will put the price up no end, but never mind. I just cannot go on with the, you know, the headache, you know. I have got a dental appointment for tomorrow. They have just rung me up to remind me. So she said to me, oh, if you need a new crown, because I know the crown's hanging off, be about £500. I went, no, I think I'll just have this one taken out then, yeah. I mean, where do they get the prices? Oh, it's throwing it down. I told you it was either sunny or it was raining hard. This should be fun because I need to go to the post office. Oh, joy. I'm so thrilled to go to the post office in this. And it really is throwing it down. Oh, can you hear it? It's absolutely hammering it on the windows. Oh well. If I wait, the post office is open till about 5. If I wait, if I hang on, it may stop again. Because it's been like that. One minute it's been sunshine, next minute it's been rain. Yeah. So tomorrow, it's going to be a very busy day tomorrow. I need to get up early, have my shower, go to the dentist. I'll come back from the dentist, go to my afternoon knit club, if I've got time after the dentist. And then in the evening, it's my evening knit club. So tomorrow is going to be a very busy day. So thankfully for you, you may not get a video. You may not get me boring the pants off you, showing me all this stuff. I have to show it to somebody. Yeah. Nobody else appreciates it. Well, nobody in my family appreciates it, really. So, you know, you're my, what do you call it? Not external family, what do you call it? Extended. You're my extended family, I'm here. So I need to talk to somebody, so I need to talk to you, yeah. I haven't even got Rosie to talk to, have I, today, you know. I love chatting to my Rosie. It reminds me so much of my lovely Buster, who died like 6 years ago, same day as my brother. Oh, what a day that was. I lose Buster in the morning, I lose my brother in the evening, you know. That was an awful day, that was. But he was so intuitive, was Buster, you know. I know you say you talk to your animals, but he used to put his head on one side and like, you know, yeah, I understand what you're talking about, Mum. Yeah, that's a good idea. And if I said the right trigger words, of course, like, you know, walk and dinner and treat and stuff like that, oh, you know, we got such a good reaction off him, yeah. He was like, yay, Mummy, yay, we want a treat. Yes, we do. But I had to be careful with his treats because he tended to go a little bit, well, he was part sort of, he was a boxer, what was the other half of him? Wasn't a Labrador, was it? Something like that. But they do tend to run a bit fat if you don't watch them. They tend to be a bit podgy. You have to watch what they eat. And boy, oh boy, did Buster love his treats. So we had to, you know, really have him on kind of a treat diet, yeah. It was the same with little Gigi. I mean, Gigi was a tiny little dot, as you know, a little chihuahua. But we had to watch him with his intake. He would never stop eating if you let him. But no, we had to, because I mean, his little legs were like little spindles, weren't they, if you remember Gigi. So I mean, you know, the bit of weight he put on, it used to put strain on his little legs, yeah. But, yeah, there's a lot of overweight dogs over here, I've noticed. Yes, I've still got the cough. You know, they belong to elderly people, and I think, do they realise that you're shortening your pet's life by giving them, you know, they're waddling along down the seafront. Excuse me, I must have a drink. I mean, our dogs I mean, Trixie will always be podgy because that's her breed. She's a French bulldog. So she'll always be solid. But to be truthful, she hasn't got fat on her. She's just a solid rib cage on her, solid dog. And Rosie will always be slender. I don't think Rosie's got an ounce of fat on her. She eats. But she doesn't overeat. She's very fatty, as our Rosie. She just eats what she wants and then she leaves, yeah? which is something that I wish I had that, although I don't eat as much now. I made myself a lovely chicken stew the other day. I roasted some chicken thighs, and then I ate those with one meal. Then I made some chicken stew, so I've had that yesterday and the day before, and I've got enough left for tonight. I don't mind eating things the same days on the run, you know. I know you can batch cook and you can put them in the freezer, but once they go in the garage in our freezer, they get forgotten, you know. Oh dear. I've had no side effects from the flu jab, unless it is this cough that's come back. But no sore arm, no nothing, no anything. So, I mean, my son was really poorly with this flu jab. He got kind of like flu, which it isn't really, because they don't give you a live vaccine. The vaccine they give you is inert, so, you know, they don't actually give you flu, which is a lot of misconception that people seem to have. Oh, I got the flu after my flu jab. You might get something, but it certainly isn't flu. It's just a reaction. Some people have a reaction to the injection. I'm very lucky and I never have a reaction to anything except that flipping third COVID jab. All through my life, every jab I've ever had, you know, the polio, the whatever jabs I've had through my life, I've never had a reaction to any of them. And I don't know whether that's good or bad. Does that mean, you know, I just absorb them or whatever? Oh dear. Apparently I never did when I was a baby. You know, other babies, I mean, my son was terrible when he was a baby. Every injection he had, you know, oh my goodness, we had 48 hours of hell with him every time he had one of his baby injections. But, you know, and also when we went abroad one time we had to have tetanus and something else, because we were going somewhere where there was some disease or other was life. My ex-husband was poorly, and my son, oh my God, was he poorly. And I'm like, what's wrong with you all? I didn't have one symptom, not one. I can't remember what it was. It was something we had to have because it was rife in the country we were going to. And we had to have these triple injections, whatever it was. And like I said, everybody was ill except me. Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, was it good? Is it bad? But the third COVID, that gave me that flipping awful cough that I obviously still have, even now, 6 months later. Yeah. My niece phoned me up yesterday, you know, just to catch up. She's very, very busy because she's a head teacher, so she's awful busy. So we do catch up every now and again. She was going for one of her walks. She does these power walk things every now and again. So she phones me while she's power walking sometime. Yeah. So, but she usually finishes it up with a Costa coffee, so, you know, she... I don't know whether she should be doing that, but never mind. She'd probably work the cameras off, hadn't she, while she's been walking, yeah. So what am I going to do today? Well, I'm obviously not going in the shed today because it's absolutely throwing it down. And I know it's only a few yards over that way into the shed. But when it throws it down, I've only got one window in the shed. And I've only got a craft light. I haven't got like a strip light or anything like that. I didn't really feel the need. Although if I ever do turn it into a crafting shed instead of a storage unit, I would think I would have some kind of, you know, a better lighting system so I could actually see what I'm doing out there. So this is why you didn't get a video of me putting up my clothes rail and showing you what all the things that I have in the garage. In the garage? No, they're not in the garage, they're in the shed. So tomorrow, who knows what you will get, and there it is telling me it's time for me to go. So I'll say goodbye, sorry if I have bored you, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Bye now.